We're probably live, right?
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hi, we are live. Hi, everyone. I decided not to scream when I popped up this time because that's really annoying. I'm sure Anna's over there like, oh my God, please stop. So hi, everyone. Welcome to the Quest Show. I am your host, Lana Quest, and this is my lovely co-host.
Honor to be here. Oh my gosh, it's our first show of the new year. Whoop, whoop.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. And today is only what, the 5th?
The 5th.
Wow.
Today is the 5th. 8:01 p.m. January 5th, 2023. Do you know I have not made a mistake yet and wrote 2022? That's
good.
Weird. Because you know it always happens, right? Like
it does.
Like, wow.
I
haven't done it once. Like it must say something about 2022 where I'm like,
you're ready for it to be over. That's why you're like, shit, good. I'm already been in 2023. Sorry, my thing is so loud. Sorry.
It doesn't sound loud to me.
Forgot to turn it down when we popped up. I'm sorry, I'm just copying that link.
Okay.
So how was your week? Short week this week?
It was a short week. It was productive. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as cold as it was Christmas weekend was as warm as it was this week. I think it got up to like 60.
Which is really weird.
Right, because it was like just so ridiculously cold. Like Christmas weekend of all weekends to be so freaking, you know. So, but yeah.
It wasn't snow though, so Jesus, thank God.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, we didn't get snow. We didn't get snow.
Someone got snow. We didn't get it here, but someone got it.
Right?
Like even now it's like 40 degrees, but it's drizzly, and I think it's gonna go down because we're gonna have a little snow and slush tomorrow. But
yeah.
All right, before we get started with the show, because we do have a lot to talk about, some of it's happening right now. We want to ask everyone to please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Share the show. Give us the thumbs up. We be working hard out here, so come on, give some sisters a break. So anyway, and thank you to any new subscribers there are, and thank you to the subscribers who left, because I mean. No, thank you all.
All peace and blessings.
You know what? 2023. We hold no grudges. We love you all.
No. It's, you know what? It's stand united. That's what we're going to be doing.
You know what?
Great example of it going on right now.
I was going to say that's such a great segue, girlfriend, because
Thank you.
United we stand. You want to take us in there?
Well, I can tell you, because I'm kind of still watching MSNBC. There is a motion to adjourn, and right now the yays have it 216 to the nays 213. There is 2 minutes and 43 seconds left, and 5 no votes.
Let's go to the beginning with this. Let's
I'm sorry. What's the beginning? That was Monday, Tuesday, last year. What was the beginning?
Let's go day one.
Okay. Let's back it up. Let's back it up.
Day 3. Tuesday. This is day 3. I wrote that shit down. Day 1.
Right. Because it really does feel like Groundhog's Day. And listen, for any of you millennials that's out here watching the aunties tonight, if you haven't seen that movie, it is a great movie. You need to go and see it. It's just so freaking relevant, right? Like there is really no way, other kind of way to describe what's going on. So we are speaking about the motion to, what do you call it? Elect a Speaker of the House, which was widely expected to be Kevin McCarthy because the House the Republicans.
At least he thought he was, but
I'm just saying it was widely expected, right? The House took control. The Republicans took control of the House, with their, drip from the faucet instead of the whooshing wave that they thought it was going to be. And I'm kind of unfamiliar with what went on in the meantime and in between time, because I'm going to take us back just a little bit further. I'm going to take us back to 2020 when Dems won control of the House, and it was going, Nancy Pelosi was going to be speaker, and there were some rumblings,
right,
that maybe some of the others thought that maybe she should step aside, give someone else a chance, blah 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 blah. Who was reelected House Speaker? And you heard some rumblings,
right,
but that's all you heard,
right.
And she served
the one try,
successfully.
the one vote.
She
the first
going
vote
to go down as one of the most successful speakers of the House in history, right? Kevin, working with the same majority, right, that Nancy was working with, again,
right,
got a majority. Repubs thought he was going to be Speaker of the House, except he's Kevin McCarthy and not Nancy Pelosi, and so therefore, I just spineless, just fall for anything, stand for anything. Will deal. I like what you like. I don't like what you don't like. Kevin McCarthy. That's not leadership. And so therefore, the very people that he enabled, the Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Laurens, they have now turned on him.
Yep.
He cannot control his beast.
Yep. Yeah. that's basically it. Like,
I'm sorry, Marjorie's in his camp. You almost can't keep him straight.
Bobart, because I get her.
Bobart, yeah.
Bobart.
Also, yes, they are going to adjourn for the night, 2:19 to 2:13. I know they so happy. So anyway, come Tuesday, they go to have the first vote, and he didn't get it.
3 votes. 3 votes day one. 3 votes. Which, to his chagrin,
that's what we'll call it for day one. For day one, much to his chagrin.
I always wanted to say that word.
I love that word. Much to his chagrin, after 3 rounds of voting, what's the official saying? The House has not elected a speaker.
Exactly.
I think that's what the clerk says.
Right.
Meanwhile, we would be remiss, because you can't talk about the Republicans without talking about the Democrats.
Right.
On the Democratic side, we nominated the Honorable Hakeem Sekou. Shout out to my cousin Jeffries.
Yeah.
And he managed to win 212 Democratic votes, which would be all
of them, just on the same page. We're just there
all 3 times. And didn't he beat Kevin? Hasn't he beat Kevin?
Yeah, because Kevin is only running up. He's only coming up in here at what, like 200, 201?
He was at.
He dropped, right?
He's dropped because he was. I thought he was at 201, 202 on day.
Yeah, exactly. On the first, right. Or the second day. You're absolutely right. And then that woman voted present on day 2.
Yes.
And which threw everything off. So so day 1 he lost to 3. Then we move on to day 2. He lost 3 again. However, Republicans really start sticking it to him. Like the caucus that hates him, the Bobart and the Gates, they started nominating a black man. It's just like, Byron Donald.
This is okay. Sis, we have to do better because I was going to say, I don't even know that man's name, but Steve right here on the big board just showed it to me. Oh, shoot, it went away. It was Byron
Donalds.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And everybody,
I'm sorry.
Everyone in the house is like, like what?
Well, his rags to riches stories. That was one of the speeches they said about him.
Oh my God. With the Martin Luther King Jr. quotes. Just yeah.
He's living the dream. He's living the American dream.
We need diversity.
We need diversity. We should elect the first Black man in House Speaker history.
Girl, like what?
And he keeps winning every time.
And
I don't know.
But he got 20.
Much to his dismay. We'll go with we're gonna go with dismay on day 2.
Okay, yes. Not chagrin and then dismay.
Yes, he did not secure the speakership. So we are now on day 3. And we can tell you there's going to be a day 4.
Right.
Because let me see, by the end of day 2, there have been 6. Oh, well, we are up to 12 failed attempts. And he is now down to 200. He's lost people.
Can we just talk about how much they hate him? The holdouts hate him. They nominated Donald Trump.
They nominated Donald Trump. I think, and I hope this is not one of your quotes, but I think it was Nicole Wallace that said they would much rather have a former twice impeached under federal indictment ex-president. We would rather have him than you, Kevin. Like,
oh goodness.
Anybody. We don't care. We don't care. I expect them to say Donald Duck next. Okay.
Right. Elmo. Like, who you got next up your sleeve? Like what, the Clarence Thomas? Can we borrow him?
Oh, let's not forget. Lauren's performance today when she nominated
Kevin Hearns.
I was dead. I was dead.
And then do the pregnant pause. Kevin.
But see, and here's the thing, she held me for a moment. I was like,
Girl, what? Byron Donald somewhere going, but I thought I was your best friend.
She nicely threw Byron to the side. She did. She was like, and yesterday I voted for Byron, but today, we want a Kevin. He's, she almost sounds intelligent when making her points against. I mean, like she like
for a 4-year-old, yeah.
In her tone, not in like what she's actually saying, but she's saying it with such conviction. Like you really be like, oh, maybe like she really trying to convince them. Maybe they should give Byron a try.
Oh my God.
Will a try.
Oh my goodness.
Like she's so full of crap. Like she just doesn't like him, right? But
right.
I mean, he's going so hard in her convictions for that's the intelligent sounding part. Otherwise, it's
all weird. When Gates said Trump, did you see Marjorie? Because they're still buddies. Marjorie and Gates are still pals. So when he got up and said Donald J. Trump, she looked at him like, what? Like she was surprised. Maybe he just thought about doing it just right then, just to say something. They don't care.
You just like I don't care. Again, anybody but you, Kevin.
Yeah, but it's really. I mean, I love a shit show, but I'm just kind of tired of the shit show. It's just like, at this point,
let me tell you,
it's just. These people need to get paid. That's what they think. And them congressmen elect are not getting paid right now. They want their checks. They want some money. They want to get to work.
Well, this is a shit show. Actually, we've been watching a shit show for a long time now. Yeah.
It's going to be a shit show for 2 years.
It's been a shit show for 2 years, right?
Well, 2 more years. The 2 years that's coming.
No, I'm saying it's been a shit show since 2016, really. Well, 2015.
Yeah.
Up. But I mean, they just, the outrageous bullshit again that Marjorie Taylor Greene has said, Lauren has said, the kids, like just all of that. And Kevin McCarthy has just, all of that has been fine because he had his eye on one prize. But you couldn't keep control of your beast.
Yep.
And now they are out beasting you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And it's so funny because you would think that if you put a whole bunch of insurrectionists, racists, and bigots in the same room, that they would unite. They're all insurrectionists, racists, and bigots. They can't even unite. Same people, and they still can't unite.
Well, you know why? Because they all have different reasons.
Right. All have different power goals, right? Like exactly. And it's
they all have
and I see branding.
And some of them, at least one of them, and I want to say it's Matt Gaetz, his sole thing is just, it just will not ever be you, Kevin McCarthy. There's nothing like when your dislike for someone is that intense.
Right. But they're raising a lot of money too right now. Like they're getting cha-ching right now because they're obstructionists and that's what their followers like. Blow up everything. We don't care about policy. So it's
wait a minute, but that's how Kevin raised his money.
Right.
To be able to donate to their campaigns,
Yeah.
right? It's just coming full circle. This shit is just coming home to roost.
Right. And then they can't stop because then their supporters are going to be like, what do you
go ahead. I was just going to say, actually, the prodigal children never left home. They just continue to party and tear the house down.
Right, right. I'm just saying they can't. How can they so how can Gaetz at this point when he said, no, basically when hell freezes over, Kevin's a squad, like all this other stuff, like how can he now be like, okay, I give in? Like he almost can't give in. Like what?
He doesn't plan to. I think it was Matt Gaetz. I think I sent you this via text. He said, I was watching MSNBC and it was this guy and he was like, and I quote, I will vote until the cherry blossoms fall off the trees. Well, it is still freaking winter and the cherry blossoms don't come to DC until March. Okay. So and they don't fall off until around April. So
yeah, and
we up to 12.
I know, but okay, so here's my question because this is my question to a lot of people. If not Kevin, then who?
I don't,
because it almost has to be Kevin.
That's I'm not.
Well, we know.
I know that's a question, right? And maybe that's a question that the journalists have to ask. If not Kevin, who? Hakeem Sekou Jeffries. I don't like. I'm not.
That ain't happening.
Really is their shit show to solve, right? The fact that Kevin is not it, the fact that they don't even have anyone else remotely qualified that they could put up that would even be palpable to the Democrats. Like it's just ridiculous.
Well, I'm not asking that question to help them. I'm just
asking,
I'm asking a question because it's eventually going to be Kevin because they absolutely have. So they can scream.
I don't necessarily see it eventually.
I do. I don't. They're not going to put up Scalise and his David Duke self. Jim Jordan.
Scalise. So interesting enough, was it Michael Moore? Said yes. He said there are people circling the waters. However, at this point, you cannot look disloyal to Kevin in any type of way because you can't alienate. He has 90% support of the members.
Right.
So you can't afford to alienate. The only
Kevin
way
would have to endorse him.
He's going to have to step aside, right? But Michael said, make no mistake, the minute that he does, there are other people that are going to step up, but he hasn't suffered enough humiliation.
And Jim Jordan don't want that shit. He definitely, Jim Jordan just want to be somewhere trying to do like Marjorie Taylor Greene and do a whole bunch of depositions and investigations and the dumb shit that he's just going to be doing. He don't want to do this stuff. He don't know nothing about this stuff. Dead ceiling. I don't know. Just tell me how to vote. Like he doesn't care about this stuff.
And I would argue that Kevin McCarthy doesn't really either.
No, he doesn't.
I was just going to say very quickly, I heard today he's never introduced a bill.
No, I don't remember ever hearing him even talk like search your heads when they were talking about Kevin McCarthy so much and he was so vocal. The only thing we heard about Kevin McCarthy is how much ass he was kissing. Like that's all we heard. We've never heard him actually come out of his mouth. And that was, I think, who was running against Kevin McCarthy? Was it Amato? One of them, they kept saying that they don't even see Kevin in the district. Like Kevin doesn't even show up. He doesn't go to his townhouses. He does nothing but kiss ass around DC.
He makes a lot of money. He does a lot of fundraising. He does a lot of fundraising.
That he does. Yeah, absolutely right. But has no policy.
But here's the thing. I don't know who else is going to be, I don't think that Kevin McCarthy should have the speakership. I just don't. I think he is getting what he deserves.
I do too, but I do not want Scalise. Like, I don't want Scalise. I definitely don't want somebody that's like, I am David Duke. Like, I'm just, he just, what?
They're all David Duke.
I know they are, but he actually said, I am. Like, what? The fuck is that? I didn't even work with that guy.
You know why they don't trust Kevin?
Weird.
Because we've all heard with our own ears Kevin on the phone with Trump saying, these are your people, get somebody over here.
Yep.
And then we've actually also heard him say, no, it wasn't an insurrection. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Both can't be true.
Yeah.
They were both you. We heard you.
Well, hopefully they have some votes. Do they vote on the weekends? Are they voting on the weekends? Because I'm just hoping some people vote present and enough people vote present that Hakeem Jeffries, like, they fuck up their math.
They can't, right. I don't think they're going to, because they said people have obligations. So no, they're not, they won't be voting again until Monday.
Well, I hope they fuck up the votes.
That would be nice.
That's what I hope they fuck them numbers up.
That's what I want them to do.
Yeah, I really want them to start discussing voting present and stuff like that. I'm like, that's where it gets tricky. Please do that. And then have someone fuck that shit up and be like, Donald Trump. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Talking about Kevin McCarthy. You guys want to play some quotes and questions?
Sure.
Let's do quotes and questions. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, did we mention at the top of the story that this hasn't happened in 100 years?
No, we did not. He's breaking records.
But not the good kind. Because he's getting ready to break the record for number of votes. Actually, I think I was watching Ari, and it was like, if he votes one more time, then he will have broken the record for like the number of, so he may have already done that too. Ooh, Kevin, I'm not sure this is what you want your legacy to be.
Next week, tomorrow's going to be 15. Like, he's going to be up to 15. They do like, it's 3 a day. He's going to be 15. They're going to send him home, like, give him something to think about. And it's funny. It's like, what else can he give him? He can't give him any. He's not the president. What is he giving them?
They want him to not be
suffer. Speaker. They just want him to suffer.
No, there's some of them that just do not, I mean, straight up do not want him to be speaker. Yeah. It's not even about suffering. Like, I do not like you. Like, again, I think Matt Gaetz is one of them.
Yeah, he doesn't like him. An insurrection. He's an insurrectionist. Why would he like someone who said who was on the wrong side and then switched the side? He's like, listen, we about to plan another insurrection. We need you on board. We can't trust
right. You. See, that part.
Yeah.
Kevin is a part of the plan for 2024, which is why he, get in there. Then Marjorie got her committees and this, that, and the third, and they all setting shit up. And then they want seats on the rules committee so they can put all of these rules and things. Like, no. I don't know. I just Hakeem.
Michelle said there's no bottom. There's a bottom. Is. Kevin's bending over for that's the only bottom going around. Kevin's bottom is all over the house.
And guess what? It ain't orange. The bottom is not orange. It is big, white, and pasty.
Michelle says she's tired of it too already, but we're in it for another day. You know what I'm hoping happens? I know we got to get to the quotes, but I'm just hoping that we're so engulfed in Kevin McCarthy stuff that all of a sudden Jack Smith is announcing some stuff, or like we hear like breaking news, like, you know what I mean? Like something crazy happens with Trump. Whoa,
tell you something. That would be
go ahead.
Awesome. Okay. We need some 1-6 news. We need some, we haven't had
that
no
is
Trump
breaking
news in
1-6 news.
What?
It just came across, like I forgot to tell you, like right before we came on, the estate of Schicknick, what's his name? The one that died. after the riots.
Oh,
Remember that
Brian Sicknick.
Sicknick, the estate is suing Donald Trump. So
and you know who else should be suing Donald Trump?
Shay and Ross.
Thank you. And Ruby, thank you. Thank you.
Already were. They were supposed to already be suing him.
Well, here's the thing. I read that she's already filed some lawsuits against conservative right-wing media. I think they said she settled with OAN, maybe.
Okay.
However, she did not file against Trump, but had she filed, she may have ran into that whole he's a sitting president.
Right.
Crap,
She had to wait.
Carol ran into.
Right.
He was a private citizen now.
Right.
And because it's been there've been congressional hearings behind it. It's been thoroughly debunked. And the fact that he's tweeting it again,
that's how we know she's suing him. That's why he's tweeting again. Like, he's probably pissed off. He knows that shit's coming down the pipe. You know how he starts to be anxious and start talking about it? I
think he just came for her kind of just
really?
out of the blue again. No. They released her testimony.
Okay.
And he went off on her. Okay. They say he just dropped crap at like midnight talking about her and talking about, look at the tape. It proves like her testimony was contradictory or whatever. Yeah, no. Her transcript dropped and he just went after her again. So I hope she sues.
And it's hilarious. She's like the smallest of his troubles. Like, she's one of the small ones. He's got bigger troubles than her. What you mean Jack Smith got you? You took documents. Did you forget you took the documents? All right, let's play quotes and questions. This is the part of the show where I say some quotes or ask some questions of things that have happened in the week, and the people in the chat guess. I see in the chat we have Emily and Michelle. If you are watching us, please jump in the chat and play our game. Hi, Emily and Michelle.
Hey, guys.
All right, first quote. If Trump's role in J6 isn't considered a crime, then I don't know what is. That sounds like it could be anyone. He is a part of J6. He is no longer in Congress. House of Representatives. If Trump's role in J6 isn't considered a crime, then I don't know what is. He was also on the committee. Those are your hints. He was on the committee.
When you said a part of 1-6, I thought you meant the committee.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. I wanted to make it clear. Well, it's not like he would have been an insurrectionist, right? Like, that's the wrong part.
We don't quote insurrectionists around here. Well, actually,
that would.
I mean, if we're talking about Josh or one of them, we
Exactly.
Just the regular Joe Schmoes, no. No airtime.
Oh, wow. They came out hitting. Yes.
Yeah.
Adam, wow. Good job.
Adam Kinzinger, everyone.
Adam. Next quote. Ours is not a system of justice where foot soldiers go to jail and the masterminds and ringleaders get a free pass.
I know who this is.
Again, J6 committee. Lawmaker, House of Representatives. Yeah, House Rep. Attorney.
Good descriptions.
I don't want to give too much because it will give, because I was going to
stop it.
Oh, that's a good guess, Adam Schiff. You're very close.
They're very similar. Close.
Very similar. Schiff in the Senate. Is he in the House? Where's Schiff? Adam
Schiff is in the
House.
Senate.
Okay. House of Representatives. Ours is not a system of justice where foot soldiers go to jail and the masterminds and ringleaders get a free pass. J6 committee. House of Representatives. Attorney. Where is he? Baltimore? Is he in Maryland? Where is he? I'm trying to figure out his state. I can't
Maryland.
remember. Maryland. Okay. In Maryland. Maryland. He's in Maryland. Yes.
Yes, Michelle.
Yes. Yes. Jamie Raskin.
Mhm.
Jamie Raskin.
Speaking of Baltimore House of Representatives, Kwesi Nfume, who represents the west part of the West Baltimore, was sitting right there front and center today with Hakeem and others.
Oh, how cool is that?
I was like, okay.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And I love seeing, and I keep forgetting her name, from Ohio, who beat Turner. Nina, who beat Nina Turner.
Oh yeah.
I kept
Shantae.
seeing, Shantae. I kept seeing her up there, like waiting and counting too. I was like, oh my God. So amazing
Awesome.
to see her.
Yes.
Okay. Who said this? I earned this job. 11-time loser. That's the only hint you get.
I don't know if you can lose that much in such a short amount of time unless you are at the casino. Like, where else can you do that?
Michelle says Kevin McCarthy. Let's let I don't know how to pronounce your name. Kita, maybe. Let me know if that's wrong. I'll wait for her to answer. I don't want to. I think she's a little behind. About the 12th. Yep, she got it. He just said I earned this job. Like, wow.
Sure you did.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. The new Republican majority plans to seat serial fraudster George Santos. Yeah. The new Republican majority plans to seat serial fraudster George Santos. Let's see. He made history. He's making history. He's making history like right now for the past 3 days. He has made history. New York, he represents. House of Representatives.
All my quotes came from
the House.
The 12-hour reality show that we were treated to.
Hey, listen, that's all I heard this week. All I heard. Hey, I got some text messages next. The next batch of text messages that were released. Emily says Hakeem. Michelle says Jeffries. Let's waiting for Kita or Kiida or what? Serial fraudster. That's funny. George Santos has been very quiet.
And lonely. There hasn't been much interaction.
Isn't that hilarious? So
you know what? But he was part of the plan.
Yep.
Total fraudster.
Yeah.
A part of the plan. And Kevin won't let him sit there.
Okay. Yeah. It's like we just want you to shut up and cast your vote. Only talk when you're saying my name. That's it.
And that's why he's not going to be speaker. That's why seriously. Oh my God. He's
awful.
Anything and everything. He's just awful. He's just awful.
And not smart and not very competitive, not very disciplined. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense that you are going to alienate potentially 200 other people that are behind you to acquiesce to some 20-something people.
Right.
Like that.
Ridiculous.
It's just contradictory within itself. Like he's just a walking contradiction.
He sure is. I don't know
that's
why.
A compliment, probably.
He's like, thank you, ma'am. Yes, Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, we're gonna switch it up and do a couple from the text messages that were released this week because that did happen too. The first text message. We all look like domestic terrorists now.
I did hear that. Yeah, you do. You are correct. Yes, you do.
This person, I don't even know how to describe her. She did iron Trump suits. I guess she kind of worked in them. I saw a video of her. She was like, they were on the plane and she was ironing his suit while it was on him, like steaming it. Yeah. No, yeah.
She did have an official role, though.
She was ironing his suits on the plane.
Okay, maybe
I don't know what her official role is. What was it?
Okay, well, once you
communicate,
yes,
she was a communicator. Yeah. So Hope Hicks, what do you think, Michelle? Did she vote? Yeah, those texts were too much. Waiting on Michelle. We all look like domestic terrorists now.
Yeah, she was his official communications director. Like she held that thing for a minute.
I believe you. I just know I saw a video of her ironing his suits. That's just what I saw. But he's known her since she was a kid, right? Like she worked for him when he wasn't president. She worked for him because I thought that's how she came in. Didn't he always know? Oh, Alyssa Griffin. Who is Alyssa Griffin now? I'm not sure. Who's Alyssa Griffin, Emily? No, it's Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks is the answer. Who's Alyssa? I don't know who Alyssa is.
I've heard the name before. She's another I don't know.
We're gonna look up Hope Hicks later because I know she came from.
Oh yeah. I don't really know her. I know that she was
because she had no experience. They're the ones
and he had to leave or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they always made fun of her because she was like the least qualified that worked there because she had zero experience because she did stuff like that, iron his stuff and get him food and coffee. Like she was I think maybe his personal assistant at one time. She's on The View now. Alyssa Griffin's on The View.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Let's do one more. Can he make a statement? Ask people to leave the Capitol? That was the quote.
I know, because I know who said it.
Can he make a statement? Ask people to leave the Capitol? Who said that? Talk show host, Fox. Small dick energy.
Oh, Emily says, yeah, she was the assistant to Trump at one point.
Yeah, that was like her job.
And then became the communications director.
Yeah, they used to tease that. That's why they teased her so much.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to make sense now. Right? That's why, like, how did she get that?
But you know what? That was the qualification to work for him, to have absolutely no qualification and for the position that he put you in. I will never understand a neurosurgeon heading up the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Exactly. What?
Like Ben Carson, he separated Siamese twins. He did that.
And no one's talking about that anymore.
He did that. Housing?
He destroyed that. That's what he destroyed. Oh my God. So who said that? Can he make a statement, ask people to leave the Capitol or something? Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity said that. One more. Let me do one more because this one is hilarious. Help the great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader with him. Who said that? She is not in Congress. She is not on Fox News, but she is very involved. She is very involved. She's someone's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Help the great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader with him.
That is a good one.
She was all over this. Best friend to a justice.
Actually, she was mentioned today. So fun fact, one
Like
of the
Uncle Ruckus.
agreements that Kevin McCarthy, one of the requests that he agreed to was that there was a super PAC that he was affiliated with that agreed not to contribute money in primaries where there were open seats, because he tends to put up money for more moderate people, and he wants the crazies want him to stay out of those races.
Mm-hmm.
But the super PAC, guess who's affiliated with that pact?
Of course, girl.
And her friend Cleta Mitchell.
Of course she is. Like she's like knee deep in this stuff. Did we get it?
And
yes.
Oh, everybody. Oh, I like Keita's answer. The
Wife
best.
of Uncle Ruckus.
Wife
yes.
of Uncle.
That be her. That be her. Good job,
Jenny,
everyone.
Jenny,
That was
Jenny.
fun. And I thought these quotes were awful. I didn't really. You were.
So she is rearing her head again.
But they won't touch her. Like, she's really untouchable. I think she's just gonna kind of skate through this one, unfortunately, unless they get something really.
2023 is the year of consequences.
If it's not, this is going to be something. Let's say that for all of these people.
Ask Kevin.
Exactly. For all of them, it's going to be something. So let's jump, because we're at 8:42, and our next topic we're going to talk about, because Honor suggested it, and we should have already talked about Black maternal mortality, because it definitely Roe has a definite impact on this as well, the falling of Roe. So yeah, let's talk about it. I was smart and got some numbers. So I definitely did, because it is, you're right. It's something that we really don't talk about. And America's maternal mortality rate in general is too high. Exactly. For
developed countries. Yes. We have the highest. I mean, yeah.
It's
maternal mortality rate, period, overall.
It's increased, because I got numbers. So it increased 20% between 2019 and 2020.
What?
20% it has increased. That's overall.
You are kidding me.
That's not even the Black maternal mortality.
I mean, just wait a minute. And I did hear you, but there's been a 20% increase in maternal deaths.
Yep.
In 2 years.
Yep. 20%. It's getting worse.
That is hard. Now, and here's where it's worse, or the disparities come in for Black mothers, Black pregnant mothers, because we are 3 times more likely to die for childbirth related issues, pregnancy and childbirth related issues.
So yes, keep going. So it is about 3 times. See, I have it broken down by state.
Oh no, but I definitely want to hear that, because some states, you know what? Here's the correlation. A lot of those states, southern states, that put those restrictive abortion bans in place, think Mississippi, think Louisiana, have some of the worst, and Mississippi might be the worst, either them or Louisiana or Alabama.
Girl, you keep going.
Like but it might be. But I mean, to be tied for last is just horrific.
Yeah,
it's just.
Yeah, Michelle, and it's America. So let's see. The highest: Louisiana, Georgia, Texas, Arkansas, Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi.
Wow.
So Louisiana is the highest, and we're going to get back to Louisiana. But so let's break down per 100,000 women, Black women. Georgia, 66 per 100,000. That's a lot. Like, people may think, well, 100,000 is only 66. That's dying in childbirth. Like, that's
right.
Women dying from childbirth. That's a lot for a developed nation. That's only in Georgia.
Wow.
That's only in Georgia. Louisiana, 4 Black mothers die for every white mother. So 4 to every 1 white mother.
So it's 25%. It's a 20.
That's in Louisiana. Yeah. And 2 Black babies die for every 1 white baby in Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're losing mother and children,
yes.
Mother and infant.
And it's going to get worse because this is not even taking into account yet what Roe is going to do.
The effect that Roe has had. Right.
Right. Right.
Where, and you know, which is, and this is where, and we're talking about Black maternal health. Of course, it's like you said, it's up 20%. So it's an issue for everyone. They are restricting abortions to all women.
Right.
And if you have women already have kids and so can't afford to take care of anymore. If you have women that are dying that already have kids, if you have women that are being forced to have babies and they're dying behind it, like, that is just, it's un-American. That is not going to, them reversing Roe is not going to have the outcome that they intended. I don't know if they thought that it was going to bring up this strong, robust population of white babies, or like, really seriously, like, what was your end game here? Because if you're not providing maternal health and they're dying, mother and sometimes child too, if you're not doing those things, you're not producing a healthy society.
I don't think they care. Like, I used to think that it was to have more white babies. But with these numbers, Honor, I don't think they care, because I also wrote down, like, so they voted against the Pump Act, right? For mothers to pump.
Is this Louisiana or is this Congress?
Congress.
They
voted against, we know, free school meals to give kids meals.
Right.
They voted against the Respect for Child Survivors Act. So if children are sexually abused, to protect them, give them some type of protections. They voted against that. They voted against early hearing detection for infants. How are you don't like women nor children? Like, I don't, how?
And that's true, right?
You don't like neither one. You don't care about your women, and you don't care about the children. It's that white patriarchy, the white male. Like, that's all they care about. I can't see how they care about women and these babies, because you're not even going to take care of them. Like, how can you want them born, but then they're going to die? Like, I don't.
Exactly.
I'm very confused.
But you don't want to educate them.
You don't want to educate.
This is such a huge, huge, huge issue. Starting with, again, like, making sure the mother either makes it through the pregnancy.
Right.
Because
start there. Help her breastfeed. Like, what's going on? Give her. I mean, I can't even say these words because it's so baffling.
Oh, you forgot child tax credits.
That too.
They voted against that. Expanded parental leave, they voted against that.
Daycare, don't want to help with daycare. Just none of the things to help women, to make women want to have babies, right? Maybe there was more better health care. Maybe there's more better health care for low income people, Black
or
women.
Paid leave.
Paid leave is big.
You cannot imagine the strain, right? And this is mothers,
right?
Like, this backs up to the abortion issue. You forcing these women to have these babies. They have the babies, and then it's like, I'm working an hourly job. If I'm not working, I don't get paid. But now I have this baby that you forced me to have. I have to be off for 6 weeks medically. And
who we both had to do it, right? We have anyone who has had a child has had to make those tough decisions of when do I go back to work, sitting with, if it's your husband, your boyfriend, or even if it's you, how much time can I really take off? I had to kind of back to back. And, the doctor, I mean, it's insurance too, right? So thank God I had good insurance. And then my job paid me under short-term disability because we didn't have the family leave thing. So that's how they got around it, because I'm just in one of those states that understand. But like, the doctor had to write a note because I still had a young child and just was bringing a baby in for my husband at the time to take family leave off to help me, right? So he can get paid. Like it's just a thing. And like, when do you go back to work? Girl, 2 months? Who could do 2 months? What is that? 2 months is nothing. That baby's 8 weeks.
And that's all they pay you for. You can take time off.
Right. Take all you want. Take the 12.
It will be unpaid. And so, but just coming back to, having the babies, but even getting through the pregnancy, like we have to do better. And you bring up the more important, larger point. It's just a lack of respect, and caring about women in general.
Right.
You want us to have babies, but you don't want to take care of us.
Right.
You don't want to give us the care that we need in order to be able to safely deliver these babies that you are forcing us to have.
Right. Right. And that goes back to Louisiana and how they're the highest, right? They have the worst rates. And those are the states that, those two highlighted cases came out of that Black woman who was carrying that baby whose skull was undeveloped and was not going to develop. So they wouldn't give her that medical procedure. They would not do it. Sent her home. You're going to deliver this baby, but the baby was not going to be viable outside of the womb. It just was not. They taught where are you?
They knew it.
They knew it. She's not going to have a spontaneous abortion because that's not what was going to happen. This baby's just going to die once she had it. But they would not give it to her. She had to go outside of the state to New York just to get this procedure done. How, even mentally, right? So that's going to be a toll on these women. We're already dealing with more suicides. What does this do to a woman to carry a child that is not going to live? And she said it. And I talk about her quote all the time. They're making me carry my baby to bury my baby. So now you carry the baby, you have the baby. Now you have to name this child that has passed away, and you have to have a funeral. So now you've given me all these costs on top of making me have this. Now I got to pay for a funeral.
Right. And one of the big points about that is, in this whole maternal health care thing, Black women are disbelieved, and listened to less than a white counterpart. So oftentimes there have been a lot of women, there's something wrong with my baby. No, it's not. And they've sent you home. Send you home. That was part of one of the stories that we read.
In Louisiana. I think that was Louisiana too.
She was like, there's something going. In fact, yes, because the quote from that story, when she went in the third time and they told her that her baby wasn't alive, the doctor that had sent her home the second time said, if you had come in earlier, then maybe this would have been different. The baby ended up having her umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck and there was a knot in it. And they said that the last fluttering that she felt was probably her, like, kind of taking her last breaths. But they completely sent her home. There was another
bleeding
woman
everywhere. Like, didn't I read like she had just
there was another woman, and this is another thing, disbelieved, just disrespected. There was a woman, she got her medical records because she too had gone to the hospital and ended up having a stillbirth. She read the nurse's notes, said she was 8th grade level or below for her education. She was actually studying or preparing her dissertation for her PhD at the time. So this is the type of it goes hand in hand, right? If you don't have any more than an 8th grade education, then you don't know what your body is telling you, and you don't know what you're talking about. Of course, your baby is fine. So, you know, it's there's so many pieces to the whole maternal health portion, and how we get to the point where for, you know, every one white birth, you know, or a white woman that successfully has a pregnancy, you have 4 women that die in Louisiana. It's because they're just not believed. That's a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it.
And
we don't know our bodies.
Exactly.
We don't know what we're feeling.
Right. And that spills onto even when Black women are not pregnant. Like, and I know we're just talking about maternal stuff, but you just saying that, it reminded me of that Black doctor. Remember the Black woman doctor during the pandemic? She caught COVID and was sick and was telling them, you know, she didn't feel good and what they should be doing. And they wouldn't listen to her. And she started recording it saying they won't listen to me. She was a doctor and she died. She ended up dying. I remember that so vividly because
I remember
a doctor.
They would not listen. Yeah, I remember.
And she said it in her last video recording that she believed that she was being treated like that because she was Black. And she was a doctor. Like, so yeah, there's that. Wow, good conversation.
It was a good to be continued, because again,
can go, you know, so
we have focused on that 20% figure. This is definitely a conversation to be continued, because
insane.
You know, little as it's made known, white women actually have more abortions than Black women. And so, you know, that 20%, like you said, is an overall figure. This is an issue for everyone. You know, Louisiana is dead last for everybody. It's not just Black, it's for
everybody. They don't care about white women either. And that's why we're always saying, why y'all voting for these people? Because they don't care about you. They don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to have an education. They want you dumb and sick. So you can't come to the polls. So they don't want you to vote. I was like, just stay home and be sick and die of high blood pressure.
Michelle says sad stories. We got one more story before we go.
Hell, you can set up the happy story.
I will set up the happy, because Bruce Beach was a beach piece of property in California that had been taken from the Bruce family. And was it the 1930s?
Early 1900s. Well, they took it in 1924.
Okay.
That's when they seized it.
Say for whatever reason they needed it,
girl. They can that tricky thing, but you don't mince that, girl, because that is what they did to all of our property. They said that it's condemned, put that eminent domain. We need to tear this down because we about to build buildings and that. They said,
and then they didn't do anything with it.
Right, exactly. But
they did
decades and decades.
With it.
Yeah.
So was it 2019? The city made the monumental decision to return the land to the descendants of the Bruce family that were still alive. And I ran across a story, I think it was Tuesday, where the Bruce family has decided to sell the land back to the city for $20 million.
Yeah, I love this story. I mean,
I love this story. So, and everyone is, and so what happened was I guess unbeknownst to, them, they put a clause in where within 2 years they could ask the city to buy the property back from them. The descendants lived in other states.
Mhm.
It was zoned where it could never be developed commercially, like it couldn't have anything on it. It had to remain natural. And so they exercised that clause.
Yeah.
Now you might think, it's land, and yes, land is good, but here's the thing. $20 million is real tangible. I mean, that's a huge sum of money. Who knows what may have happened if, they sold it in the 70s. It wouldn't have been worth, but just to get the land back and to be able to really be able to get that generational, it takes generations to build $20 million.
Right.
That's generations. I'm not going to make $20 million in my lifetime. My children are not going to make $20 million in their lifetime. So that's real generational wealth right there at your disposal here in 2023. So kudos to the Bruce family. That is just amazing, right?
It is, right? Because it's amazing. And then it kind of makes you sad because there's so many of us who our families have had our land stolen. My grandmother told stories of her mom sitting on the porch in Alabama with a shotgun trying to keep her land because they were always trying to force that land. The KKK, that is all they did. They're like insurrectionists and terrorists, was come and take the Black people's land, and then you move, and then you don't have any wealth. And then white people now, or racists now, are always saying, pick yourself up by your bootstrap. When we say we did not have that 400-year head start, we really did not have any head start if you've stolen the wealth. Because look, right now, if they had that beach, like you said, Honor, if they still had even if it wasn't the beach, they still would have had that land in their family, and they would have gotten more than $20 million for that land by that time. They had it all that time. 20 mil.
Well, here's the thing, but there couldn't be any development on it, right? So that part, right?
Right. Well, could it have been development back then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be developed now
because it was a beach.
Right. True.
So I don't know we don't. I know there was some mechanisms that the city went through as far as, and they had to have designated it, I guess, just beachland or parkland or whatever,
right,
a while ago. Like,
when
giving it back to the Bruce family wasn't even in their sights for whatever reason.
Right.
I guess it's just not, for whatever reason, that's what they did to designate it like that. So it prevented anybody, I guess.
True.
I guess including them from putting anything. So to be able to,
that's just a blessing, though. Good for them.
It's a blessing.
Then they can reinvest that money and have that in their family, and because once you have money like that, that money make money. That money just makes money.
Right.
It's making money every day. You invest it wisely.
Money every day.
Yeah. So kudos to them. And more good news. Damar Hamlin.
I'm sorry, just very quickly, what you were saying about the Ku Klux Klan taking our land, and that was in conjunction with cities and towns and stuff, because the city came in and took Bruce Beach from that family. So you had the Ku Klux Klan
working
intimidating people and running us off of our land, right? And then you had the city with the eminent domain, and we're going to do this, and we slice highways through your neighborhoods, and on and on and on and on and on. So multiple fronts in which we were
just attacked everywhere.
So this is a win.
This is a win.
This
is a win. And I did want to close out saying, just happy that Damar Hamlin is talking now. So that's a good thing. He is awake.
And even better, I'm sorry, I have the best quote of the night, because I heard this. He still is intubated, meaning that he still has his breathing tube in. The first thing that he wrote was, "Did we win?"
Right.
They said not only is
the lights on,
like he's home. Not only
he's home.
Lights on, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because that just kind of lets you know, right?
Because he remembers the last thing that happened to him. That's flipping amazing. Like, oh my God. I'm so happy. I'm happy about that story. That's a good story.
Also, and I know we're running over, but
That's okay.
we are talking about him. Really, the NFL has taken a lot of hits over the years. They have also, we do know, tried to do a lot to improve safety. You have got to give them hats off to the medical team,
Oh my
the
goodness.
medical coordination, because he literally died on the field.
Yeah.
And, having seen subsequent news reports and things, they were saying if he had not gotten that care within the minutes that it happened, he would not have made it.
Right. Every minute is like a 10% decrease in your life. Yeah. Like you go from 100 to 90 after 1 minute, after 2 minutes to 80, like it goes down really fast. And you're absolutely right. Because girl, what if they're like, oh, he just passed out and just tried to get him up or something?
They said trainers, coaches, doctors from both benches, but they said the level of coordination, they coordinate to find there's a level 1 trauma center close. There's an ambulance that is there. Like they really
got the paddles out and got him, but even just checking his pulse real quick right there, so they knew. I was like, oh shit, how do you check pulse? Like I was like trying to find in mind to make sure I know where to find someone's pulse. I'm like, shit, I forgot. But yeah, girl, yeah, that's good. All things went according to plan. So yay. All right, guys, happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Groundhog's Day.
Oh. That's amazing.
Tomorrow's Groundhog Day.
For real, Groundhog Day?
In Kevin's world, yeah.
It's like deja vu. He's gonna wake up like, what this? He might as well just sleep on the house floor, sleep in the office.
Is anyone good? Everybody else, happy Friday. I don't know what it's going to be Groundhog Day.
Can we just laugh at one more thing?
Friday.
Can we just laugh that Gates called him a squatter? I mean, we have some names for Gates too, but we're not gonna call him a squatter.
Next show.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Keita. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you, guys.